And welcome back to more Paper Mario! So last time we completed the Pop Diva side quest and explored more of Toad Town and the Toad Town tunnels. This time we are finally heading to Flower Fields. Chapter 6: Dark Days in Flower Fields. What ho? Now who might you be? Ho 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 ho, up here, son! They call me Wise Wisterwood. I am the oldest tree here in Flower Fields, the land of trees, flowers, grasses, and plants. And you must be Mario. I've heard a lot about you, son. You're trying your best to save the Star Spirits and the rest of the world, aren't you? Very noble. If that is true, then your arrival means a Star Spirit is here in our land. I would help you in your quest, but alas, I cannot right now. Flower Fields is in trouble. A creature named Huff and Puff and his followers invaded our fair land not long ago. These creatures brought clouds to our sunny sky, and it has been dark and cloudy ever since. The sun doesn't even bother to rise in the sky anymore. We are all weak and fading. Oh, I remember something. The rumor is that Huff and Puff is holding somebody captive. Of course, it must be the Star Spirit that you're searching for. Oh, you're going to defeat the wicked Huff and Puff then? Well, that would make the wishes of Flower Fields come true. But it's not that easy. Huff and Puff is up in the sky on what we call the Cloudy Climb. There's no way up there now. Well, you might be able to reach it if you find a magical bean or something that grows high. Now, wait a minute. I think there is a flower that has a magical bean somewhere. I believe her name is Petunia. Perhaps she is off to the east. It wouldn't hurt to go visit her and ask her about it. The other flowers and bulbs around here might have some useful information as well. I'd say talk to everyone. So, I'm gonna be honest, Chapter 6 is, without a doubt, my least favorite chapter of this game. The reason is, it's just kind of there. It's kind of frustrating at times, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But first, this is a Crazy Daisy. Crazy Daisies look cute, but you won't think they're so cute after they attack you. Max HP 8, attack power 4, defense power 0. They attack by singing a song. If you fall under the song spell, you'll fall asleep. If you get their HP low enough, they'll try to run away. Beat them quickly so they can't flee. So, this is, in my opinion, one of the hardest counters or guards in the entire game, which is a problem because if you get like in a sleep stun for multiple turns, it can be a problem. Luckily we didn't get put to sleep in that turn, so we didn't have any problems, but it could happen. So we were told to go east. By the way, if you hit this tree, we get attacked by a bee. Also not an easy enemy to block, sadly. This is a Bazap. Bazaps are monstrous bees. Max HP 3, attack power 6, defense power 0. If they sting you, sometimes you'll be poisoned. They also occasionally call a swarm of bees to attack you in a cloud. Be careful of those little attackers because you'll sometimes shrink when stunned. They don't have a lot of HP, so take care of them as quick as you can. I think I said stun instead of stung, but in any case, the enemies here hit really hard, and you might have noticed we don't actually get a heal block because the Toad Town Inn is right outside. This is another one kind of like, Chapter 4, where there's no real inn in this chapter because we're right by Toad Town. So yeah, be careful with trees in this level is all I'm saying. Not being able to do action commands as part of a first strike makes some of these fights harder than they should be. And again, I'm really glad they improved upon that in Bowser Dour. we're not even getting good experience points at this point, meaning we're pretty close to the recommended level, I would assume. Because bosses give you experience, it's hard to be underleveled because of how the experience system works. Since everything scales to your current level, you know, if you're like level 1 and defeat a really tough boss, you're gonna get a ton of star points. So yeah, it's really hard to get underleveled in this game, which is good. So yeah, as long as you fight most things, you should be in pretty good shape. I'm not sure if we're gonna max out stats in this run. I might, just to make our lives a little bit easier going into the final part of the game. By the way, this is a red berry, a berry found in flower fields, restores 5 HP. Do you have a second? Then listen to my sad tale. Ever since the sun went away, I've begun to droop. I have no energy at all. Without the sun, it just seems like the whole world is sad. Now these Monty moles dig into the ground and bite my roots. Oh, woe is me. My beautiful seed collection will become a Monty mole banquet if this keeps up. Please, sir, you look strong and capable. Could you get rid of those Monty moles for me? In case you're wondering, the Monty moles I'm talking about are... this guy... and this jerk... and this troublemaker... and this wicked creature. This guy is, well, you probably don't need to be concerned with that one. Please don't fail me. My seats and I are counting on you to save us. These Monty moles look a little bit different than the ones we saw on Mount Rugged. And I think that means we actually have to tackle them separately. This is a Monty mole. You remember Monty moles from Mount Rugged, don't you? Max HP 12, attack power 3, defense power 0. They're vicious rock throwers. They may look intimidating, but they're not very strong. You say they're not very strong, and yet they have 12 HP, so I'm not sure how to feel about that. I should use Power Smash instead. Luckily I find the rocks pretty easy to guard, so I don't find these particularly scary enemies to defeat. I should level up Goombario because I've been using him quite a lot in this playthrough so far. But yeah, so far Chapter 6 probably doesn't seem too bad. I have very specific reasons for not liking it. And we'll get into that probably next time, because I'm not sure how far we're gonna get into the chapter this time. Hey, 1 HP. Happy Heart is a good badge because we don't really have an easy way to heal. So for the sake of ease, it just makes sense to have it equipped right now. I saw a panel move. I saw a panel on the ground move when I used the Ultra Hammer. So we're gonna have to investigate shortly. I miscalculated. I thought that would be enough to finish it off, but I wasn't paying enough attention to how much health it had. By the way, if you have Thunder Rages, obviously that'd be a great item. I have no coins, so I couldn't stock up. There it is. I think, now that we have the Ultra Hammer, we can actually do this instead of spin jumping. I'm not sure if it's the Super Hammer or the Ultra Hammer, but I think one of the hammers let you do this. At least that's what I recall. I feel like we tried that with the last hammer, and it didn't work, so I assume it's the Ultra Hammer. But yeah, I actually don't know for sure if that's actually the case or not. Starstorm is a great move to have here because of how it just sort of tears through a lot of HP. 7 HP is a great first attack. We have 2 more with 6 and 5 HP respectively, I think. Or was it 4 and 5? Oh, it's 5 and 5, never mind. So Hammer, and we will be switching over to Watt or Sushi to deal with the last Monty Mole. By the way, it is the Ultra Hammer. I just checked. that lets you flip panels, so luckily, we don't have to do all these spin jump shenanigans anymore, so that'll make our lives a lot easier. One more. I find this a little tedious, I'm gonna be honest. You know, not bad by any means, but just a little tedious. Having to fight, you know, 4 sets of differing amounts of Monty Moles, it's kind of a lot. I would have been fine with, like, you know, 2 sets of Monty Moles or 3 sets, but like 4 or 5 different groups of enemies end up being a lot. So yeah, we don't even need to guard, so just kind of wait out this turn. This should do 8, so Watt will be enough to take this out. Again, reminder, if you need HP at any point, return to Toad Town and heal. I assume the one downside of this is the enemies will start respawning at that point. So yeah, not the most convenient way to heal, but I get why they wouldn't have a heal block if you can just leave and come back really easily. One more. Again, we can ignore the Crazy Daisy in the background if we want. Depending on how much experience we end up with, we might go for it anyway, if we just need like 2 XP, or star points. I just say EXP kind of instinctively at this point, which is really weird when you think about it, because I started with Mario RPGs, and yet I default to saying experience. I think it's because Mario and Luigi does that. Oh, yippee! Hooray! Hurrah! Yahoo! Wee! You got rid of the Monty Moles! Oh, thank you, thank you! To show how grateful I am, I'll give you this magical bean. Here you are. You got the magical bean! A bean! It's twitching as if to say, plant me this instant. Yes, my name is Petunia. They call me the Seed Maniac. Hehe, nice to meet you. By the way, about that magical bean that I gave you, you shouldn't plant it. Why not? Because as a seed, it will always enjoy freedom. After it's planted and it sprouts up, it won't ever be able to move again. Don't you think that's sad? Please don't plant it with, for instance, fertile soil and miracle water. I don't want to think about a sprout growing out of my cute little seed. No. Yeah, about that. Interesting. There's a well that we can drop something down, but, I think we need a specific item first, so we're going to elect to not do that for the time being. These enemies respawned, so I'm gonna ignore them for now. And with that being taken care of, our next stop is down here. By the way, you can actually talk to the Bulbulbs for hints. Every plant needs good soil in order to grow big and healthy. The more nutritious the soil is, the bigger the plants can grow. And then, plants that grow really big give nutrition back. They drop their leaves, and the leaves become fertilizer. We grew with the most, nutrition of Wise Wisterwood's fallen leaves. So Wise Wisterwood is kind of like our father, Without sunlight, the seeds we have can't sprout, and we can't make any new ones either. If the sun never rises again, all the flower fields will wither up completely. Do you have any ideas? There's one flower who looks a little different than the others. Hey, Mr. Big Shot, you looking for something? The only thing that Posey's got is soil, guy. Just soil, yep. She definitely doesn't have anything beautiful, no way. Hahaha. Sorry, guy, I can't tell you anymore, not even if you ask. That doesn't feel like a very, trustworthy hint. Hello, stranger. What do you think of my bright red coloring? Isn't it nice? What's that? You want to pass through here? Hahaha. No, I'm sorry. I couldn't possibly let you through. Although perhaps I could make an exception if you gave me something delicious to eat. Oh, delicious. This is it. Great color, full of flavor. It's perfect. You're a champ for bringing me such a tasty snack. Of course you can go through. And now we're kind of getting into why this area can be a little bit, of a chore to navigate. Well, that's a new enemy. and a very familiar enemy, also found in a Chapter 6 of a different game. This is a Rough Puff. We're gonna get in one attack here just to speed things along. Ow! I need to be a lot more careful. Goombario, to tattle this. This is a Rough Puff. Rough Puffs are nasty little cloud henchmen of Huff and Puff. Max HP 10, attack power 4, defense power 0. Rough Puffs float in the air, so a jump attack or something similar may be best. Of course, I'd be more than happy to give him a head bonk. It's your call, Mario. Alright, so a regular jump would not be enough, so a power jump it is. We are not doing so great on health. I'm getting a little worried. I'm actually gonna be honest. A little less worried now. So here is a stinky herb. This herb smells kind of bad. Restores 10 FP. Rough Puffs have one of my favorite Paper Mario enemy descriptions in 1000 Year Door. Goombella will comment something about, you know, don't get them confused for a regular puff, but I mean, like, who's gonna stop you or something like that. But it's worded much more cleverly than that, but for some reason that enemy description always stood out in that game. I find Goombario's descriptions a bit dry compared to Goombella's. Goombella has so much sass that, Goombario doesn't have. I feel like the writing got sassier over time, and I kind of prefer that, to be honest. Even though this game's writing is still pretty solid, it's not as colorful. The Yellow Berry, a berry found in Flower Fields, restores 3 HP and 3 FP. We have enough room to carry a couple of them. And over here we have another little passageway. Look at this crystal tree. Have you ever seen anything so beautiful in all the world? Oh, excuse me, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Posy. What's wrong with my mouth? This is my nose. Oh, how rude. Anyway, it was this fertile soil that made my nose grow so long. I happen to like it, hehe. Your nose is pretty nice too. It could stand to be a little bit longer, so why don't you take this fertile soil with you? You got the fertile soil. Absolutely pollutant-free. This smells like very good soil. Your nose will be perfect soon, hehehe. This is a nice tree. I wonder if that hint about the Posy not having anything else is, possibly not entirely true. Alright, gonna make our way back to, the main area, and, next time we have to take one of these other pathways. We have 4 more pathways to check, so that'll be interesting. So yeah, I think we are going to call it here for now, though. So that being said, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Paper Mario.